Welcome to Res Indica mind maps. We are a repository of around 1000 plus mind maps, which is going to make your UPSC preparation a cakewalk. You can avail these benefits from our app, the link for which has been given in the description, by paying a nominal amount of rupees 199. You can join our Telegram group also, the link of which has been given below. So the topic of discussion for today is India-Turkmenistan relation. This is very important for us from GS paper 2 perspective, which deals with India and its neighborhood. Again, as we do in every lecture of ours, we will see the basic inspiration of this particular discussion, which is embedded in the current affairs. Okay, so why was this in news? This was in news because, first of all, the Indian president has visited Turkmenistan, and this was the first ever visit. Okay, so though India and Turkmenistan, they have official diplomatic relation for about 30 plus years. Okay, but this was the first ever visit, so this becomes all the more relevant. And with the increasing China angle, with the Russia-Ukraine conflict, this Central Asian region, the region of Central Asia, becomes all the more relevant. Now, in this particular meeting, basically 4 MOUs. MOUs stand for Memorandum of Understanding. They were signed. Now, these MOUs related to disaster management, youth affairs, financial intelligence. Just remember, financial intelligence. This means that if there is any financial fraud which has taken place in a nation, then the two countries will exchange information with each other. Okay. And the last is culture. Whenever we celebrate such kind of occasions, for example, 10 years of completion, 20 years of completion, we basically want to make it symbolic. So symbolic can be done by issuing some coins, by issuing some postal stamp. So here also this was done. On the 30th anniversary of the India-Turkmenistan relation, a postal stamp was released. Okay. Now let us look into the background of the relation. The background is in 1991, India recognized Turkmenistan's independence. Now, why is it saying Turkmenistan independence? Because Central Asia, along with some Eastern Asian countries, was a part of USSR, Union of Soviet Socialistic Republic, which is the present day Russia. Okay. And this consisted of 15 nations. So when USSR got disintegrated, the one country which came into prominence was Turkmenistan. And we are very well know that the disintegration took place in 1991. But the diplomatic relations were formally established in 92. We also have some shared values, and those are, first of all, we have very friendly relation, and we have cultural and civilizational ties with Turkmenistan. Civilizational ties sometimes also remind me when we talk about Aryans, and we talk about Aryan schemes from Central Asia. Okay, we also have a lot of theory floating around it. Like you can treat it to be one and the same. We are having cultural and civilizational ties due to the Aryan coming into the India. We also have some historical ties. How can I say that? Because we have a Turkmen gate in New Delhi. Okay. Now, first of all, let us see what are the areas of engagement where we engage with Turkmenistan. First of all, we have some political relation, and the political relation, they are manifested in the form of some institution means some institutions which come into prominence. And those institutions are first intergovernmental commissions, where diplomats, bureaucrats of both the countries, they meet at a particular place and they discuss about. We also have some foreign office consultation. The relation is more or less very warm and cordial. Okay, no issues about that. Very warm and cordial relation. Now, we also cooperate under, first of all, ITEC program, where the Indian government, they train the officials from Turkmenistan. This training can be for bureaucratic purpose also, political purpose also. Say, for example, in India, we have Labasna, which gives very good training when it comes to public administration or how can bureaucrats run a particular area. So many a times, different nations, they send their people to India just to learn something on how to govern. This is done through ITEC program. And this is ICCR, which means some cultural scholarships are also good. Okay. Now, how culture influences our relation, because a Hindi chair has been established in universities of Turkmenistan. Okay. Indian music is very, very popular over there. We also have yoga centers established. Again, see, these all are Indian origin things. And film festivals are also established over there. Now, trade, this is not on a higher side, but this is something which we need to look upon. We need to increase our trade, obviously. So the trade is to the tune of only 30 millions. We will see that why such a low trade impacts India's relation with Turkmenistan and leads to a possible China. Okay. On the commercial front, there are some imports from India, which means that some export to China. Now, how is this done? We will see over here. Look at electric items are exported, woven apparel are exported, machinery is exported, and pharmaceuticals are exported. Now, exports to India, how this is done? See, exports to India, they are basically done. They are basically done in these sectors only. Okay. So now we have some major initiatives. Some major initiative. First of all, we have mutual relation. You can these look at these sectors. They are cultural, security specific, economic, and political. Now let us see. Let us look at some initiative. First of all, connect Central Asia policy. Now, why is this important? See, for any kind of relation to fructify, you need to have good channels of communication. Now, communication, this can be done through physical proximity. But if physical proximity is not there, you need to have some sources of connectivity. But the major problem is that with Central Asia, India lacks a viable connectivity project, a viable connectivity program. For this, we have started a project by the name of Connect Central Asia. Okay. Now see, TAPI project. In this TAPI, T stands for Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India. This is basically a gas transporting pipeline from Turkmenistan to India via peace. We have given this the name of peace, via peace pipeline. So this can be fruitful in two ways. First of all, in economic angle and in security angle. It also has some geopolitical significance. We will see later. Okay. Then is the Ashgabat Agreement, which India signed as late as 2016-2017. Now, what is this Ashgabat? This is a basically transit corridor between Central Asia and Persian Gulf. So when India becomes a member of Ashgabat Agreement, India can utilize this transit corridor. And in a way, we can increase our influence in Central Asia. Okay. Now we have one more thing, INSTC, International North-South Trade Corridor or Transport Corridor. Now what will it do? This will connect India, Russia, Europe, and Central Asia. See, which means that from Europe to India to Russia, you will have a seamless connectivity. Getting my point? Okay, so we are having so much things in Russia, but what is the significance of Turkmenistan? Why is it important for us? See, first of all, political. Why? Because Turkmenistan supports India in initiatives of UNSC. For example, we need to get any resolution passed in the United Nations Security Council. Turkmenistan votes in the favor of India. And we also know that India is aspiring to become a permanent member. So for becoming a permanent member, it needs the support of member nations. Therefore, Turkmenistan also supports India in becoming a UNSC permanent member. Getting the point? Now let's see. Central Asians region, they are rich in lot of resources. And Turkmenistan is rich in petroleum, sulfur, and iodine. And it has world's largest gas resources. And you all know that India is a developing nation. We also need resource to progress. So what better way is to build the bonhomie with a like-minded nation? And last but not the least, Central Asia is very strategically located. How is it strategic? How is it strategically located? Why? Because it connects Caspian region area and the Central Asian countries with Afghanistan also and with Europe also. Getting the point? Now, we also have some challenges. Now, what are the challenges? First of all, India-Pakistan border. It creates security implication. Okay. The geographical terrain of most of the Central Asian regions This is very adverse. There are mountainous regions, there are thick forest areas, lack of lands, etc. And the trade potential is underutilized due to political fragility because that does not have a stable democracy. Okay. So political fragility, the ruling elites come and go, and there is a lot of regulatory hindrance because still no democracy means proliferation of private players is very less. Still government rules the roost over there. So there will be regulatory hindrances. There are also some security challenges. First of all, illegal migration, radicalization. A lot of radicalization takes place due to underdevelopment, lack of employment, etc. And it is a den of organized crime. Now, organized crime, terrorism, this is basically due to what? Due to poverty, unemployment, political fragility, the parties using youth to their advantages, and so on and so forth. So these are the challenges where India has to take a cautious step that how it needs to improve upon its relation with Turkmenistan. But there are also some way forward. First of all, we need to strengthen the connectivity using a railway line. How can we use it? Using the international north-south trade corridor. Increase the cultural connect. How can we do so? By having regular meetings, by giving some more leeway to the scholars of Indian culture in Turkmenistan and vice versa. Turkmenistan can join the Coalition for Disaster Resilience Initiative, which is spearheaded by India. International Solar Alliances, where is it headquartered? Gurgaon, again spearheaded by India. So Turkmenistan can join. Also, though, they can interact in global forums such as United Nations and many regional and international organizations. Basically, what happens is that, in a nutshell, if I need to tell you, that China has a huge influence in Central Asia. China gives a lot of donation using checkbook diplomacy, which curtails India's leverage over there. So if India improves upon its relation with Central Asia, then it is going to counter the China angle also, improve its connectivity with Afghanistan and Europe also, and also solve its energy requirements because Central Asia has got a lot of reserves of energy. Okay, so this is it for today. Thank you very much.